Salaki, y'all. One moment. Just making sure we're live. Say we live? Okay, cool. Yeah, we live. Yep. Cool, cool.
First and foremost, we'll give all praise to our Heavenly Father. His name is
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders that were well. Peace and many salutations to you out there. I'm telling the truth. We are the Hebrew Israelites, not black Hebrew Israelites. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consist of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, also the foreign Israelites. You have other people, you have people out there that look like other nations that are in fact our brothers, man. Because we've been scattered across this world. We're here to prophesy the end times, right? To give our people to a place of repentance, to let them know that bad times are coming here, to Babylon the Great. And this place, spiritually, is Babylon, okay? Now, if you've been paying attention, there's been a lot of talk about economic turmoil in the news as of lately. One particular thing that we see going on is the situation with Saudi Arabia and them doing away with the dollar. Now, in the 1970s, I want to say around 1971, 72, President Nixon took away the gold standard and basically pegged the American dollar to the buying and selling of oil, deeming it or coining the term petrodollar, which really that made the American dollar somewhat of a fiat currency, right? An artificial, it made it have an artificial need.
Right.
But now people are doing away with the American dollar, right? So what is that going to do? Well, that's going to make the American dollar substantially less strong, man, or weak, right? Now with inflation and things that going on, it's going to cause what? Hyperinflation, because you're going to have a lot of American dollars in the circulation in the American currency. So we're here to tell our people to wake up, right, before it gets too bad out here. Somebody get Ecclesiastes 12:1.
Okay. I get it.
All right. Okay.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, Salakia.
Good. Man, get here. It's all good, man, because, hey, we're coming out here on the highways and byways, man, to warn the people.
That's right.
Right? Whoever has ears to hear, let them hear.
That's right. Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, my brother.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
That's right. So right now, if you are a young man, a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, right, or a foreign Israelite, what should you be focusing on? Should you be focusing on the playoffs? Who's going to make it to the Super Bowl?
Right.
Right? Or the next big fight? Would Tank Davis ever fight somebody worth watching?
Yeah.
Right?
Bud Crawford and
Spencer, will that fight ever happen? Right? Or should you be focused on the will of the Heavenly Father? Go ahead, Doc.
This is Jeremiah 5:1. Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places thereof, if you can find a man, and if there be any that executeth judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it. So as you were posing that question, that precept just came to mind, because you got the world, especially namely out of these people, because that's really who the Lord is dealing with. The people on this sign. All right, and the Israelites that are scattered that might not look like these people, but look like the other nations, but they're still Israelites. Ultimately, what we're going into It's the fact that you got all these people that are out here that are Israelites, but they have their minds set in the gutter, in places that are inconvenient and don't matter. So the Lord sent us out here to pretty much preach, right, and see anybody that's like-minded to us. You know, 'cause that's why He sent us out here to throw that throw that net out there and catch those fish, be fishers of men. 'Cause you got people that are out here literally engulfed in the whole world, bro. When this place is literally lying in ruin. You know, wanted to bring that out. You know,
It's beautiful, man. Right? To be spiritual, you have to detach yourself from this world. Right?
absolutely.
What is of the world? Entertainment, your family. What did Yahweh say? You know, those that not hate not their lives, basically allude to Matthew the 10th chapter, around the 34th verse. You cannot be a worshiper of Him.
Exactly.
What does that mean? You have to prefer His will, His way, and doing His bidding over this life, man. And that is the fight. To please your flesh versus pleasing the will of Yahweh Shai.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil."
That's right, redeeming the time. And that word redeem means basically to buy back. So basically, with your time, you're engulfed in leisure. Oh, you're not engulfed in leisure, excuse me, but you're engulfed in prophecy. Right? Was that Sirach, the 39th chapter? Go ahead,
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy."
That's right. So within us seeking out the wisdom of the ancient, well, what does it say in Jeremiah the 28th chapter? Right, the prophets of old have prophesied the downfall of many great countries.
Right.
Right, prophesying of war, of evil, and of pestilence.
Yeah.
All these things are coming here. Hey, what's it? Carl Schwab. Right? What do you say? It's going to be poly crisis this year. Meaning there's going to be multiple problems or epidemics going on within the world, not here in the U.S., but globally. And that lines up perfectly with the scriptures and what's to happen in the end times, man. So we're here to proclaim the truth and tell our people what's to happen in the near future, man.
This is back in Ecclesiastes 12:1. I'm going to just read verse 1 again. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble,
Right.
and the strong men shall bow themselves."
That's right. The keepers of the house are trembling. What does that mean? I mean, the servants of the house, a particular house, they're trembling. Why? Because the resource or the economy of that house is dwindling.
Exactly.
Now, it's projected that 70,000 people are to lose their job this year, causing a recession. And really, they don't want to deem it for what it is. It's a depression, because we've been in recession since 2008. Right? The economy never officially bounced back. So they don't want to use terminology that's going to scare the people.
Right. That's right. Hey, to add too, real quick, my caller, and there's a lot of people that's projected to lose their houses this year as well.
Yep.
A lot of that government assistance that they was getting just generally, and on top of that, even when 2020 hit, when the pandemic hit, there was a lot of people that pretty much were part of programs where they didn't have to pay rent because they might have lost their jobs or whatever. Now you got all this accumulation of debt that they've acquired over this time. All these people finna be out there on the streets coming soon, man. A lot of people are losing their jobs, right? Like the brother's going into right now. Losing their jobs. A lot of people are getting ready to lose. And they're already starting it right now. A lot more homeless in these different areas, parts of Cali. Skid Row is already stretched. Twice its regular length than it was.
Right.
You know, and even parts of Northern Cal, Oregon, you know, Washington.
Terrible.
Yeah, the homeless is literally like more than it's ever been right now, man. So people are already feeling these effects of what we're reading right now and going into. Things we've been talking about for years, starting with the apostles on down.
Hey, just to add on to the Quran, hey, what people really are talking about is the fact that these SNAP programs are about to start allocating substantially less money due to the C-19 relief, emergency relief, which was enacted in 2020. People have been getting the maximum benefits of SNAP. Case in point, say for instance you have 4 people in your household. Well, because of COVID release, guess what? You're getting a max, which is what? 939, some arbitrary number like that, right? Well, now it's going back to the regular amount because based off of your how much you make annually. So that same household might be getting $186, right? Of 4 people that needed help. So people, you're gonna start seeing people out there, including women, right? Not only women, but you have veterans that get that, right? Elderly people that's gonna be hurting, man.
Feeling that shit.
They're gonna be feeling it.
That ain't nothing. $100-something a month. Goddamn.
With 4 people,
Yeah.
ooh, right? You can forget about it, man.
$25 a month.
Right? That's nothing.
Yeah.
People are gonna have to start back getting those regular amounts, man, and that's gonna hurt a lot of people. Not to mention because that organization not paying a lot. You have a shortage in those jobs, those particular jobs that verify whether or not people are eligible for a SNAP program or in layman terms food stamps. Okay? So a lot of people are going to be touched that time, man. Famine, pestilence, right? The grinding season is all on the way, man. And it's all interconnected.
Got another one.
Go ahead, Doc.
This Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 16. It says, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight, and with care, and they shall drink water by measure, and with astonishment.
That's right. The ability to just willingly throw away money, willingly go to these different stores and buy food. Hey, that's going to be gone very soon, man.
That's right.
Right? And with that, what are you going to see? You're going to see crime rates spike substantially.
Absolutely.
You're going to see violence in the street because people are hungry. And these people are already impulsive, at least when it comes to the sexuality.
Yeah,
they'll do anything and everything, man. Well, how much more so when they can't eat in that time?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, bro. We see spurts of it during times like Black Friday and shit. You know? All throughout the year, they'll claim themselves to be regular, reasonable people. But as soon as it's, or exactly, so-called Christians, right? But as soon as it's something that they want, and it's a lacking of it, it's more scarce, they willing to run right over that person that they wanted to show love to the prior day. You know, you see accounts like that in Black Friday, even what 2020 with the toilet paper and shit. You know, people fighting each other over toilet paper. You know, and these are very minute things, man. Shit ain't even scarce like that when they experience that. Shit finna be scarce. These people finna rip each other's heads off.
It's the book of Matthew 24, just to line back up the point. Matthew 24:12, it says that because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You know, and that's essentially what the brothers and the priests are going into, man. And iniquity is abounding, and therefore the love of many will wax cold, man. As we come further and further into these latter days, man, we're gonna be seeing more and more crime increase, more and more homeless, like the priests are going into, so on and so forth, man. So and it's all biblical prophecy for it to play out this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's right. There's one more verse on this Ezekiel. This is back in Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 17. That they may want bread and water and be astonished, one with another, and consume away for their iniquities.
Right? Be astonished. You're astonished, that means you're basically surprised, right? Or flabbergasted, if you will. Right? You're taken back by a certain event that's happening.
Right.
You're distraught, right? Mesmerized, if you will. And a lot of people, you know, this judgment that we're talking about is going to hit a lot of them unexpectedly. This is why we're so adamant about coming out here and preaching the word. It's about giving warning unto the people. And we're warning the people about Al-Asajah, right? Who the people ignorantly call God. People don't understand the nature of the Most High. He's a power of duality. He is of good and evil, man. And if you don't do what he says, if you're on his side, you so-called nigga like you're Native American, you're going to see his bad side, man. We're out here trying to receive a covering, as it states in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter.
Third? Oh, never mind.
The 3rd, I mean tomato.
Oh, 33rd?
Yeah, I mean it says the same thing.
It does. Yeah, it do. That's what you wanted to brought out.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to thy people, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coasts and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he will blow the trumpet and warn the people. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take away his blood shall be upon his own head.
That's right. So we out here warning the people, and you know, the majority of people are looking at us as crazy minorities. They're not listening to what we say. But then on a very intimate level, you got people that's watching these videos. It's purely for entertainment. It's funny.
Absolutely.
You know, they laugh. You know, they might have a particular brother that they like to listen to. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Or just the whole movement, if you will, is entertaining to them. It's comical.
Right.
Well, they're not using that time to repent, man. We got to use this time to turn back to the Heavenly Father. And even within us toiling, you know, there's a certain responsibility that we have to, you know, repent and turn back to the Heavenly Father. Because you can do a million sit-downs and speak very eloquently, but if you being a Negro, right? Then the Most High is not looking for you, bro. So even with ourselves, you know, we out here on the highways and byways, and yes, it's good to teach it, but we have an obligation to live it ourselves. Mm-hmm. Okay? Go ahead, man.
God, I'm gonna jump down. This is Ezekiel 30 and 32, and it says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on his instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do not do them.
That's right. So this truth of ours, to understand these scriptures, is like a very lovely melody, a song to a lot of people, man. You know? It's entertainment.
Right, exactly.
And with that mindset, when all hell breaks loose, a lot of people get caught out of there.
That's right.
You got a lot of people that are fickle, and they're seeing these upstarts, you know, come against the elders, the apostles, and they're jumping on board because they're very fickle in the spirit. They'll jump on board, you know what I'm saying, scoffing, you know, people that was once a part of us.
Exactly.
You know, but they're not taking their walk, you know, seriously, man. They're taking it as a time to fill their own belly or their emotions.
Exactly. Yeah, one thing you learn like with a pattern of these guys that end up falling off, and they get a little following or whatever of guys that are bugged out and don't even believe in the same thing. But it's ultimately the lack of structure. They didn't want to deal with the structure and the standard of what the scriptures portrays. As the Apostle Paul said, walking according to this rule. All right? They want to be the leaders. They want to be the apostles. They want to be these guys and such like that. And everybody else that follows them and listens to them that are in that same spirit want to do their own thing too. So they figure, you know what, I'm going to join board over here, man, because what? It ain't no structure. I can do whatever I want to do and do my own thing. You know? I could be part of the 12 or whatever the case is. That's how they think.
Right.
You know? It's a lack of structure ultimately, bro. And that's what that's what Jake likes, chaos. You know, they'd rather be part of that. Right. You know, but they gonna see. Salaki, bro. No. You got guys that are out there that know that they're Israelites and also do this for entertainment. Just as much as you got people that want to listen for entertainment, you got certain camps that are out here that do this for entertainment. They try to make the videos and title it and such a not even extravagant, such a what was the confrontational way, controversial way, just to get those views. Like the Apostle Paul said in Philippians 1, some teach Yahushua in sincerity, and some teach it for constraint. You know, and what's another word? In contention.
Right.
You know, and that's the spirit that a lot of these so-called Israelites, and I say so-called because they say that they're Israelites, but they do the opposite. But that's the spirit that a lot of these so-called Israelites are in. The game plan. Wanted to be that song that brothers are going into, that this precept's talking about. But not really to warn the flock of what's getting ready to come. You got Jake and the spirit of doing reality TV shows, man. When this shit's finna lie awake, you in a reality TV show about your life.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Salaki, bro. You got
No,
it,
that's
man.
beautiful, man.
Jake crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, you can try to paint yourself out that you want to, man. We have to understand that we are enmity with the world,
Right.
right? And right now, it's funny is the world is giving Jake a way to sell out, if you will. You know, case in point, you had this one guy, I forget his platform, but he's a so-called black Jew. More than likely, he's a tear. And he was going to how Abba Bivens was a radical, and through Abba Bivens, you have these splinter groups that are nothing but radicals, right? You have people that were once a part of One West doctrine that went and following Judaism. So they're drawing the line in the sand. They say, look, either you're going to join with the world, which a part of that world is accepting the so-called smart hats, or you're going to stay on the righteous side and go through that straight gate.
Right.
And we're starting to see more and more that people who call themselves Israelites or the concision, because you look up that word concision, it means basically to mutilate. It's circumcision and concision. Those are the concision. They mutilate these laws, statutes, commandments for their will.
That's right.
We're starting to see that a lot of people have
That's right.
hidden agendas and they want to thrive in this world. And a part of falling after the Yahushua is giving up your life.
Yep.
See, when you walk, when you come into this thing, man, you thinking, oh man, this is easy breezy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can have to. It's lawful to have multiple wives. I can. All I do not eat pork and shellfish. You know what I'm saying? I can be manly. Oh, this is easy. But now, when you find out, guess what? You have to put your body under subjection. Right? Your wills, your wants under subjection.
Right.
And a lot of people will find out they can't do it. They have their own motive to fill their own belly. The God is their own belly. So a lot of these guys, man, they're gonna be caught out there when all hell breaks loose because they wasn't warning the people. They were set up as watchmen, but they decided to teach their own thing. Go ahead now.
This is Jude, verse 4. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
So you had the same scoffers back in the day, they're back now, right? Wiggling around on the earth, you know, with a Ponzi scheme under the banner of Yashala.
That's it, a Ponzi scheme. That's right.
Okay?
Yep, and there's always been guys like this in the midst. When the Lord sets his men up, you've always had guys that wanted to come in and do their own thing. You know, it's a thorn, but it's a necessary thorn that we had to experience. There was always guys that wanted to do their own will instead of stick to the program. You know, want to remix to something that's already put out there. You know, it happened in the days of Moses. It happened in the days of the judges, all right, and so forth. The days of King David, the days of Yahushua. Why not now in the most iconic time to ever be alive?
Right.
You know? Come.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. Ye shall not add on to the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh your power, which I command you. Hey, the Lord don't need nothing. First and foremost, the Lord don't need us. We don't need no assistance like that, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's got to get Yahushua HaMashiach first and foremost. Our job is just to preach this word, man.
That's right.
And to work out our own salvation. And then be mindful and grateful for this constellation we got on this side, which is the body. That's
right.
You know, so that's really all we got here, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it makes beautiful sense, like the elder going to and the priest. Like, bro, Jake is getting to the point, they're learning the ways of the oppressor. And more so envy, because what? They want to fill their own belly. You know?
And it never works out for those guys, bro. It never works out. They might have their own little run where they might push their videos or whatever, but eventually that spirit that they in, that spirit, it ain't the spirit, that spirit they're in, even doing those within itself. They stop doing lessons, they stop doing shows, they scoff a little more, and then they just disappear. Look at all the examples that's been in the past.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a scary thing.
Can I land back on that? All right, this is Revelations 22 and 19. It says, and if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life.
This prophecy, if I may, real quick too, because that's very heavy within itself. Because he says this particular prophecy, Revelation, that's a compilation of different prophecies, but it all, not all of it. All of it pretty much is going into the last days, because that started when Yahweh Shai was on the scene. But you have some vital prophecies that's sitting there, the MOTB, the hour of temptation. And you got guys that are out here that want to take away the word of that particular prophecy, man. They want to add to it and say it's something else, bro. Guys that know that they're Israelites.
Right. Because right now, all of a sudden, everybody wants to talk about the MOTB, but all of them want to disprove what we say it is, bro.
Exactly.
They're saying it's, all these things decide what it is, man. And a lot of them are really describing the adjectives of the mark of the beast. I mean, the image of the beast versus the actual mark of the beast.
Right.
You see, the mark of the image of the beast embodies the philosophies and the ideologies of the beast. In a nutshell, Western culture. That blasphemy that's talked about in Revelation 13th chapter. Conversely, the mark of the beast is something that's tangible. That's something that's going to be injected inside of you.
Right.
But a lot of people, they're not willing to give the people proper judgment because one, they have hidden agendas. They might have took a bag, right? Or that might be too much for the congregation. That's going to scare the congregation.
Exactly.
Right? And so now they're trying to wane the congregation off of it being sin and say now, oh, it's actually the RFID chip. Right? That's negating their responsibility that we read in Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, bro. Okay? So they can talk about giving the truth, the whole truth, and what's true. Right? Go ahead, Al.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
That's right. Giving heed unto seducing spirits. What is something that's seductive? It lures you away from your said state to another state. So people are getting lured to be comfortable here and they're behind the grave.
Right.
Okay? The whole let's get together and build ideology. That Family Guy spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we understand, and Zaquan Yashwama did a beautiful sit down that our family could turn against us, man.
Yep.
Our own children could turn against us, man. Right? Okay? So we have to be prepared to lose everything. And it's easier said than done, bro. But you have to be rooted in this faith. Because you're going to go through some trial and trials. You're going to go through some things in the truth. the Most High's going to put you in a situation where you're not going to know the outcome. You could lose a job, right? Mess with your whole financial situation. You got to dip into your savings if you have one. You're worried about your kids, man, right? Sending your kids off to daycare, bro. You don't know what the hell's going on at daycare, right? Hey, CPS can get called on you. You piss the wrong person off. That's all types of stuff that can happen to you in this walk, man. Go ahead, Doc.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 5. Matter of fact, verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Going into what you said. You know, these people that are out here is coming to the point where a lot of people that we call friends, acquaintances, co-workers, siblings, parents, whatever the case is, they're going to come against a lot of bros, man. You know, you brought up the example of taking your kids to whatever. Just be mindful about all this, bro. Because it's going to come to that point where Esau going to make that move. And we see them already trying to do it with our children,
Right.
You know?
Right. It's gonna be a point to where it gets so bad out here that people be like, man, I ain't signed up for this.
Mm-hmm.
And they gonna find a fault or a particular thing they've been holding on to say, well, he did this, and did.
Right. That's right.
Don't bring up something from 2012. You know, like, bro, get over yourself and grow up. Like that, bro. You ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the mercy at? And like the elder said, bro, it's like, bro, it's basically you don't see your house shine there, brother. You know, you like, bro, that man was going through something at that time. You was going through something at that time. Because that spirit, like, as we're going into is heaviness. You know, Jake, you know, whatever 1 and 2 got going on over there, wherever they at, Fort Worth or Mississippi. I don't know. I guess they took the show on the road now.
No, they got disciples in
Fort Worth. Okay. Yeah. It's like, bro, whatever happened. But you know how Jake is going about is very childish, man.
You got Jake that's offended, and they kind of in the background, and they waiting for the right person to start scoffing so they can get on that team.
Just like Ashiala.
Asiala's a dude that used to be in
Yeah.
this camp
Yeah.
years ago.
And guess
Years
what
ago.
his judgment was? Scoffing and talking shit. Got killed in his studio.
That's right. The same way he scoffed.
Yeah.
He put a message on the comment board and it's saying pretty much, I guess the Lord gonna have to just kill me then or whatever because I did X, Y, and Z. And immediately when he left that post around that same time, he got put to death by somebody shooting him going into his crib because of his studio gear.
Because you had because you had this brother had a conversation with him. You asked him, hey, whatever happened with you and that brother? Hey, why ain't you doing the work? He had no rebuttal for this brother, man. It's when it's no rebuttal and all the fires going out of Jake, then they resort to scoffing, bro. Just some honestly just some really bitch ass nigga shit, bro.
Right.
Kind of like baby mama spirit. She can't have the dude, so now you can't see the kid type thing.
You gonna blow up the spot.
Yeah.
Try to get him fired.
Yeah.
Hey, you got people in Israel doing that.
That's right.
You know, making these fake accounts and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? All because he was told about himself. now his MO is to point out somebody else's faults. Hey, we ain't gonna be able to do that, bro. All of us gonna have to sit in front of that judgment sheet.
That's right.
So yeah, we out here, you know what I'm saying, and we telling Jake to get right, but the first person you want to talk to is yourself, bro.
That's right.
You know? There could be certain lessons, things that nature that's come to your mind, and you be like, damn, well, let me work on that first before I tell somebody else do any fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Out of humility, bro.
That's
But
right.
these other camps, they're not walking, and Jake is not walking in humility that know that they're Israelites, bro. Right? Using Timothy. What's that one? If you go to 2 Timothy, what's it? Is it second or third chapter? Second chapter. Love on themselves?
Three. That's right, very beginning of it.
Yep.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
That's right. So within us, going through these perilous times, what we're prescribing, men are gonna become lovers of their own selves, man. Jake's gonna be for his own belly, you know. And we all have to check ourselves because we've been in Babylon so long to where all of us, you know, esteem to be the man. And then that's not even just even in Babylon. As a man, you want to be that guy. But here we're called to be servants, bro. We're called to be servants. Yeah, you're gonna get. Yeah, if you fuck it up, you're gonna get talked about. Yeah, there's gonna be some time like, damn, is that video about me? Yeah, it's about you, bro. Saying, get over it. You fucked up. What are you gonna do? Right? But a lot of people that can't take that long, bro.
Exactly.
Well, what's that statement? Is open rebuke is better than
secret love.
The secret love.
That's right. That's right. That's real talk.
Okay.
Back in 2 Timothy 3:2 again, it says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud."
Hey.
Boasters, proud.
Yep.
Saying they one of the original apostles. He just know he was there with Yahusha on one knee. Just you say what? Write that down. He helped Mark write the book of Mark.
Exactly.
He was a scribe unto Mark.
But the hypocrisy, when they get mad because the apostle, you know, you were able to receive it, so be it on the incarnation. You know, the whole thing came by shot thing, right? Not on to so-called getting on to the apostles and elders.
Yeah.
But now you're one of the 12.
Yeah.
So now it's okay for you to be reincarnated.
Right. Because he's saying that we don't know who King David is. But he knows that he's a part of it. He was one of the original 12.
Exactly. And that scripture right there said it. The first thing that was listed was covetous. You know, covetous means to want. You want something that ain't yours. You want a position that ain't yours, that don't belong to you, man. You know, that's exactly what it is. They broke off and wanted to do their own thing. They wanted to be the top guys. Okay, that's cool. Well, be prepared for the judgment that's going to come for you wanting to be a top guy and not being able to carry that weight. You know, you're already stinking up the field. Already looking hella bad right now, man. You know, in a goofy-ass spirit. But we know what happens. You mentioned it earlier, Zaquan. Mentioned Korah. That's the same spirit Korah was in when the Lord established Moses to be the leader figure and Aaron to be of the priesthood. Korah was in the same exact spirit, and the Lord killed Korah and that little whack-ass rebellion that they got started. And the Lord did it by doing a new thing, opening up the earth and killing all of them by allowing them to fall in the earth. And on top of that, you still had niggas that scoffed. And what happened to them? Fire came down from heaven and fell on them niggas. You know, so it's going to ultimately come to that point where the Lord is going to lift that standard, and it's going to be obvious who he's dealing with. Reason why you got a lot of guys floating around and stuff doing evil is because the Lord has openly shown who is preaching his name, but it's going to come to that point where the Lord is going to start showing us wondrous signs and such, man. You know, and we in that time right now, but the Lord is going to start openly do it, just like he allowed Aaron's rod to bud right after that situation took place. That way it wasn't no disputings anymore on who the Lord was dealing with. You know, he had to bring forth that death and then allow a miracle to happen afterward just to show forth that point. You know?
That's right. Well, right now, the Most High is in the process of revealing those people that have a double heart.
Mm-hmm.
Those that really don't really have their mindset on Yahweh by Shemi Awashab, but had their mindset on, you know, other things. And a perfect way in order for the Most High to do that is to allow offenses to happen. Mm-hmm. You know, demons is things that they just jumping on, will jump on you, bro. Whether or not, now it's up to you whether or not you're going to fight through that demon.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Doc.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, and I'm going to just go straight to the point in verse 4. Take heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders.
That's right. So a man that's unrighteous is going to walk with slander. You know? And certain brothers that are acting a fool right now, you would never think that, bro. You know? You would never think that this cat is acting the way he's acting.
Right.
You would never know. You know what I'm saying? Being that, you know, he's not in your particular camp, but you would never know.
Right.
Right? You think, oh man, this guy, I know he a man of the Lord. Hey, man, I'm going to pray for him. Oh, what happened, bro? He fell out. Oh, man, he's still doing the work. Oh, man, I'm going to pray for him. And all along, man, this guy right here is psychotic.
Yep. Compulsive liar.
A maniac. You know? So we all got to guard ourselves from these, from these demons out here, bro.
That's right.
You know?
I was thinking about Judas. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, that's right.
One of the 12, bro.
Oh yeah.
But then turned out to be what? I wish I knew he was going to be the one that betrayed him.
Yeah, damn devil.
I bet you those of the 11 were like, hey, he's a man of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, that scripture that you brought out, bro, mentioned taking heed to seducing spirits. And then the following verse goes into how they were appointed as such and they had their conscience seared with a hot iron. That's going into pretty much them belonging to Satan. When something's branded, you brand a cow or whatever, you're showing that that's your property and you possess. Well, shoot, you take heed to those seducing spirits, that shows that you belong to those spirits. You know, so there's no way of repenting or going back to your former state because you've been taken by those seducing spirits already by allowing them to brand that doctrine into your mind. No getting away from it. You know, that's what it is ultimately that causes guys to do what they do and be offended or whatever, those seducing spirits. Them spirits right there on your shoulder, whispering in your ear, telling you, nah, this, that, and the third, or whatever. Those are seducing spirits.
Because Judas, he ended up killing himself.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't believe what he did, but it was just like I went into, bro, it's a spirit at the end of the day. The Lord wanted that spirit to get on Judas.
That's
for him
scary.
to be a testimony for us here today, man. Man.
Hey, did you have some more there? Yeah.
Back in 2 Timothy 3, and I'll start at verse 2 again. It says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves."
You look at that word, I think it goes to philetos. Basically, selfish. You want your own, you on your own agenda. You know, and you know you have people who call themselves teachers. They have their own agenda.
Right.
They're selfish. They're making merchandise of the congregation. As the brother mentioned earlier, you got cats out there that's making reality shows in the midst of what? Jacob's trouble. That's brewing. Hey, and now in all actuality, we are at the beginning of Jacob's trouble. We are at the beginning of Jacob's trouble, man. Right? Wars and rumors of wars are happening. I briefly read an article earlier. It was going to how basically the UN has entered into the war in Ukraine. Right? So things are heating up. And with war comes what? Economic turmoil. And people aren't getting their congregation ready for that. They want to be the man. They want to shine.
Right.
They want to be on TV under the banner of Hebrew Israelites. Which word did you need? Lovers of oneself.
Is it got two root words or is that
Philetos. Yeah,
Okay,
Philetos.
He's got one too. After
Oh, okay,
Go ahead.
This is in the Strong's G5367. Philetos, loving oneself, too intent on one's interests,
Right.
selfish.
Selfish. You got this beautiful knowledge, but you're being selfish with it. You're pushing your own, your own agenda, right? Having a reality show in the midst of all the turmoil that's going on is not going to help Jacob.
Right.
It's going to uplift you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're about. You're
Right.
another congregation about uplifting yourself.
The ego shit. Ego tripping.
Right. Got the Dragon Ball Z pictures.
Yeah,
them holding
crazy. Fire and water,
fire and
or
water,
air or whatever.
Yeah. You got something a lot.
It's Sirach 13 and 13. Observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in peril of thy overthrowing. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep.
Hey, so we gotta, hey, we gotta watch how we are moving in this walker bars, man. Like the Buff from Chicago said, this sit down is going into being very careful how you're walking in this truth in this time. Hey, because hey, the Most High can take you out of this thing, man. You gotta be circumspect in your everyday life around the brothers. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing with your income. You can't live the same way that you were living, 2 years ago, bro. Money is not going as far as it used to go. You know?
Eggs, $75 for multiple cases.
Right.
Shit.
Right. Shoot, man. 2 dozen eggs. That's damn near $8, $10, bro. You know? Now they're saying that causes blood clots and that's the other thing.
Oh, boy.
So there's a lot of misinformation out here, bro. There's a lot of stuff that's attacking our spirits. You know? A lot of stuff that's just playing off the emotions of Jake. That's why social media, man, it's a cool thing to, look at certain things, but you gotta be even mindful with that.
Absolutely.
Even YouTube is social media. Back in the day, you used to have access to your subscriptions very easily. Now, due to AI, they got it to where they know exactly what you like. You get on YouTube saying, okay, man, I'm about to get to this word. You look the hell up, you watch a track and field, 400 relay races.
Yep.
Like, damn, how did I get here? Skits from Key and Peele. You spend a whole hour watching Key and Peele skits. That you done already seen before. Eating Cheetos.
Because for the spirit, I know it get to that, bro. That's why, I keep literally two separate emails. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep an email for the truth's sake. Because if you just got one congested, bro, it's going to be nothing but Michael Kobe highlights of Kevin Samuels podcast, IUIC, ISBK, and then a GMS video might pop up. Right. So this is where I'm going into, man. Let's be more careful about what I tell you.
Right. Because Satan, man, first off, this time is speeding up, but as the elder Yahshua would say, Satan utilizes time as a weapon against you, bro. Yeah, right. You work for 8 hours. You put to sleep for at least 8 hours. And that's 24 hours in a day.
16 gone right there.
16 off top gone.
Thank you.
The rest of your time, you're trying to eat and use the restroom. And then cook to feed yourself.
Driving to and from work.
To and from work could be an hour.
Right.
Right? So it's so, and then on top of that, you got the distraction of social media. Hey, what's that scripture say? Leisure time is for reading.
I know it's in Sirach. I can't
Sirach, you should bring that up all the time, bro.
Yeah, up in the show, somebody can. I would, my Wi-Fi is messed up. It ain't working.
In the meantime, you get study to show thyself approved.
You got a support? Right on.
It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
That's right. So you're supposed to study to show yourself approved, man. To ensure that you know what you're talking about. And just because you read something once doesn't mean that you can't read it again.
Bro, that's it. That's right, bro. Hey, if I may add, that's a solid point you said, bro. You gotta, hey, bro, these prophecies are repetitive. Why would you not be repetitive when reading? Sometimes you gotta do it over and over again. Guarantee you're gonna learn something that you didn't know before. Every time, bro. You're gonna always learn something new. You can read Genesis so many times and constantly learn something, bro. And then when you start gaining experience in the truth, and you start experiencing those experiences, that you're reading through, that's a whole nother level you getting on right there, man. Just by what you read. It's layers to it, bro.
That's right.
Going back to that leisure time, this is Sirach 38:24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise.
That's right. You have little business, you become wise, man. Because when you have a business venture here in Babylon, that's going to consume your whole time.
Yes.
When you embark on having a business venture, guess what? You're the owner, but you're also the employee. In order for you to keep your expenses down, you have to work that particular business. Now, what business are we in? We're in the business of winning souls, right? So we have to be occupied in what? In the basics or the handbook of our organization, which is what? The scriptures, man.
Got a quick one. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. All about the prophecies, bro. How you going, when you read, you study, you're learning up on these prophecies. Apostle Nahar says this often. You know, when you learn about these prophecies, that's building up your faith. You know, because you learn about these prophecies. Now you're learning about the prophecies, so you see what's taking place. You see what's taking place is only going to build your faith up, but you can't do none of this if you're not in the spirit of reading. Apostle Rakah just did a lesson on this recently too, going into that. We should be immersed in the word, even when you sitting down, when you ain't doing nothing. You know, sit down, you're at least going to think about the scriptures or think about something that you can correct about yourself, self-examination. Think about how these other camps out here are just, you're going to always be pondering in this word. But if you give yourself X, Y, and Z to do, if you got yourself a reality TV show, building yourself up your little community, whatever the case is, how can you really delve into this knowledge?
Right.
Within you doing this?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you occupied with selling oil and trying to save the so-called black community. You forget about the REIT, man.
Exactly.
Look, what's the guy, ISUBK, man. This guy, oil is leaking everywhere, bro. Spiritual oil is leaking everywhere, bro.
Yeah. A lot of Crisco. That's what they call it.
Vegetable oil.
Yeah, straight up. It's that bullshit they got, man. It's a little more to this verse. This is back in Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Right.
So how much more do you apply it knowing that the times are at hand? We went into it earlier. Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Return to the Creator in the days of thy youth. How do you do that? You start off by reading, by studying, and obviously the Spirit of the Lord has to be on you. But when the Spirit of the Lord is on you, you're going to be moved to want to study and learn and return to the Creator. Because when you read and you study, you're literally reading about how you can serve the Lord, bro. Why would you not want to be involved in that, man? You know, it's a win-win situation.
I heard a word from Apostle Rakah. You know, he said that you shouldn't be like, if you got a woman, you shouldn't be enamored with them. Because he said, really, when you look at that word enamored, it means inflamed with love, charmed, captivated. And really, our first love is wisdom.
That's right.
That's what you be enamored with.
Yeah, straight up, bro.
Yep.
It's crazy. That was it on that precept in our Revelation.
That's right.
I know we still had Ecclesiastes 12.
Yeah,
Let's go into it.
Right, because it said occupied in prophecy, right? This is ultimately what we was talking about, man. Yeah. Going into prophecy. Okay? This is where it's at, bro. Come out here on the highways and byways. This is what we're supposed to be giving the people.
This is back in Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. I'm sorry, verse 3. I read verses 1 and 2 already. This is continuing on in verse 3. And it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves.
Right.
And the grinders cease because they are few.
The grinders cease because they are few. Now, if you read some commentary about grinders ceasing, it actually goes to how women would grind certain meal up for money. Right? So you're going to have a lot of people out here, women out here, independent, strong, independent women that's going to lose their occupations.
That's it.
Hey, what did we just go? We went into this earlier. It said it's projected that 700,000 people are to lose their job this year. That's more than 500,000 people. Okay, understand the severity of that. And conveniently, they've been introducing the world, or the U.S. I should say, I don't know about globally, the U.S. to what? AI. You know, artificial intelligence. Hey, now if you go to certain McDonald's, who's serving you? These various
machines.
robots. You don't think that same technology can be used for somebody who's a bookkeeper,
Right.
who's a telemarketer. You can have a full conversation with,
Auto mechanic.
right? In years to come, auto mechanic. Hell, they real soon they're coming out. They said the next 50 years they're gonna have self-driving 18-wheelers, bro.
Oh, that's the next 50?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought it was talking about some soon shit on that movie.
Well, it might be
Wolverine.
sooner. It might actually be sooner than that. They just, don't want to put the people,
Yeah,
it could be very sooner than that. I actually seen this one guy that I used to follow, Alex, Good Energy. He was going to have, hey, yeah, I'm about to buy this to come out. And he's somebody who's basically a coach over having your own trucking business.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Alex Good, he kind of swole.
Kind of small. He got his wife always with him.
I think so. I ain't seen his wife.
yeah.
Yeah. But Alex Good Energy, yeah, he was going into that, man. So you're gonna have a huge, a substantial proportion of the economy or the workforce that's out of a job, bro. Not to mention these various evictions that are going on, man.
That's right.
So it's about to be some very, very harsh times out here. Now we just read in Ecclesiastes 12:1 that we're supposed to remember the Lord throughout all these things, man. Get ready for the said perils that's to come. Jacob's trouble is not on its way, brothers. It's here.
It's here.
Right,
yeah,
man.
exactly. That's right. Hey, just as much as you in the spirit of remembering the Lord, you want to make sure He remembers you in that day. Because when we see all hell breaking loose, and even Ezra said it, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days, man. We want to hope the Lord remembers, and this is how you get the Lord to remember you, bro. You be immersed within this word. What is it written of in Malachi, the 3rd chapter? It says, they that spoke often one to another, the Lord opened up a book of remembrance, and they were found therein for those that thought upon His name, bro. So this is how you get into good standings with the Lord, man, to return unto the Creator, to remember Him, bro. And this is how you do it, getting in His word and exercising everything that He said to do. Rehearse the righteous acts,
That's I'm the tensions are rising high, man. It's all of us can attest, bro. It's certain videos we don't even send to the chat because we would over flood it, bro.
Yeah.
If we don't do a lesson on it or not, it'd be like, damn. I'm like, you get on the get on the chat like, damn.
Right.
It's already sent 82 videos, which is it's the spirit. Now you got this thing going on in Louisiana. Now it's the racial divide.
Oh, really?
Little LSU chick left the bar drunk, 3 Jakes and an Edomite. They dropped her off. They got the footage of like nothing went bad. It was consensual, but so she got out the car. So they dropped her off where she wanted to go. She got out the vehicle. Uber driver smacks her. But now they putting like, nah, somebody got to pay for her death. So now they say in Baton Rouge. Now they say, and everybody know in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it's already intense with racism. So now they say the racial divide is heavy. Now you got what happened in Memphis.
Yeah.
Now that's another twist of events.
Yeah.
Right.
The high rate of evictions that the elders going into. What's the white collar? The execs, they getting cut out because they cutting the middle class out.
Yeah, they cutting the middle
Yeah.
class.
So
out,
every aspect that the brothers going into, bro, it's about to hit. So like you said, you hope that the Most High remember you in that day, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to want Him to remember us. When we see all this shit happening, bro, we're going to be calling unto the Lord, but He is going to remember His elect.
That's right.
That's because you thought about Him, bro. You ain't spend this time to start a fucking reality TV show.
That's right. Many are called, but few are chosen.
You are chosen.
Yep. You could get more scriptures on, like, war, pestilence, things that nature.
Oh, come
talk
on.
about it. You want to pull articles, just get into it. Go ahead now.
This is back in I keep saying Sirach. Ecclesiastes.
Right.
Chapter 12, verse 4. And it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low.
The doors shut in the streets. What does that mean? That means a lot of these businesses are going to close down. And we forget that in 2020 with these lockdowns, a lot of these stores closed, businesses I should say, closed down, bro. And also a lot of even now are just hanging on by a thread
Right.
due to the PPP loans.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't doing businesses aren't doing very well right now.
That's right. That lady in Chicago, man.
Yeah, the gas prices.
Yeah. Well, also too, there's a lady and there's an article. There was a lady in Chicago that owned a soul food restaurant, and her gas bill just got crucially high, bro. We was talking about in the chat how it got to the point where her gas bill for the month of November was $16,000. Before that was only $1,000. Before that was like $500. She said normally her gas was only like $300 or something dollars. So that shit moved up to $16,000 in her restaurant, and now she can't even have her business no more.
Yeah. You mind if I share a personal story? These cities, all right, they're nickel and diming you, man.
Yep.
Like I had a water a meter at the house, one of my properties. Man, they want to upgrade it, charge me over $4,000
Yeah, right.
for no reason.
Right. Even at the crib when they got cold out here, we ran the
Ran the hell out of that shit.
we ran the fireplace, bro. We got our bill about that, man. Bro, substantially more, bro.
Fireplace bill.
Like $240, bro. Like that.
Yeah. But y'all weren't even running the gas like that.
No, we look. Well, it's a gas.
Oh.
So we running it, and bro, we get it back. We was like, man, hold on, we paid this, right? That was just for that one particular time, bro. But how much more so for a business that depends on that, man?
Exactly.
They're gonna have to start using candles and shit.
Right. And what's funny is people ain't hungry enough. Jake still ain't hungry enough, guys.
Right.
It's gonna get to the turn to where you go to a store and a loaf of bread could be $6.
Yep. We in that time.
It's not crazy or far-fetched because the repercussions of what we saw we've been seeing in the last couple of years. 2 years. People forget that Ukraine is a huge producer of wheat.
Yeah.
We used to report on that very often. Now you have other places they're starting to feel that strain, but it's going to come here to the U.S.
Right.
On top of what you have Saudi again. Just reiterate, you have these various countries doing away with the American dollar, which I must say this: the American dollar is substantially strong. It's still substantially strong.
Yep.
Right? But inflation, man, inflation is occurring because the money is circling back here. People aren't taking the American dollar anymore, man.
That's right.
That's what causes inflation when there's an influx of the dollar in fluctuation or currency in fluctuation. Right? That's going to cause these prices to continue. And guess what? These various what's the word I'm looking for? Incomes or employee payments, they're staying the same. So go ahead.
No. Everything going up but the wages.
Everything's going wages. That's what I was looking for. Everything is going up but the wages.
Exactly. Yep.
All right?
That's it.
So these doors are closing on these businesses. Right? The grinding is becoming more low. Even places like Amazon is closing their is cutting 10,000 jobs? What does that tell you? They're scaling back. Okay? Go ahead.
This is back in Ecclesiastes 12:4. It says, "And he shall rise up at the voice of a bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low."
That's right. So going out clubbing, getting slizzard, remember that word? Getting drunk off your behind. Remember that slizzard? Hey, that's gonna be brought low because you ain't gonna be able to afford it. Hey man, you go to Deep Ellum right now, man. You get some tequila. It's like $12. Like damn, I could have, man. Let me drink at the crib before I go out, man. That's about $12. Sneak a whole little flash.
Could have got you a decent bottle and just like the other said, just stick it in the fridge.
I just stay at the crib, bitch.
Literally that top shelf shit.
Yep.
Fucking Casamigos and
It's
shit.
getting harder and harder
$20
to
a
find.
shot.
Yep. Yeah.
This back in Ecclesiastes 12:5. And when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way.
That's right. So fear is going to engulf a lot of these people. Hey, like 2 years ago, man, all that pride and stuff that we seen amongst the people, man, it was brought low, bro. Just being out here, I know brothers can attest that on the highways and byways, you see certain people walking by. They wasn't just walking all high-minded. They were very meek and humble, and some were actually considering more. You see a lot more people stopping and listening to what you had to say.
And that Jake last week, the Jake that was out here last week, you know, he came on a different energy at first, but then we started bringing them precepts out. He's oh man, dang, yeah, that makes sense. You know, Jake's starting to consider more, bro. That's right. You know, you was about to say something.
Oh yeah, when y'all made mention of that, and the brother got this hold of 2nd Ezra 16. This is
You gonna bring that Ezra out?
Oh yeah.
Paul gonna bring out that Ezra.
It says
that's my favorite prophet to bring out too.
And this is from the Hindustan Times, which is Elam, alluding to the scriptures. Tech job losses force Indians in the U.S. to scramble amid a strict visa regime. According to the layoff announcements, there have been close to 220,000 job cuts in the tech sector in 2022 and 2023.
How many?
220,000.
220,000.
With
Hey, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hey, no, I got you. With over 57,000 just in January 2023.
Wow.
The month ain't even done yet.
Bro,
Not even done yet, bro.
that's crazy.
2023 is about to come with it, brothers.
Shit.
About to come with it.
But not exclusively in the U.S. So like you said earlier, hey, we don't know about the rest of the world. Hey, guess what? This truth is going out all around the world. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Hindustan Times.
Why did he send that, bro?
Yeah,
If you haven't already
yeah,
done it,
yeah.
you probably already sent
That's
it.
a lot of jobs that's being lost. Right? Hey, and back in the day, well, not back in the day, but recently, when you have a tech job, that was considered smart. That was considered wise. Like, okay, this is a job that's cutting edge. They gonna need this job.
Yeah.
Well, they doing away with that. Guess what? For what? AI. Okay? So it's a whole other economy that's being ushered in, which is the fourth industrial revolution, but in technocracy. But in order to fulfill that, guess what? They had to do away with this current economic structure. And that's going to leave a lot of people out there. A lot of people are begging for resources, begging for help from their governments.
That's right, my dollar. Hey, also, you know what else? That's why they want to turn you into a machine low-key too. Put all these metals in your body by what they're doing. All this technology and this Wi-Fi, there's some signal that's being put out there.
When they spray it in the air.
They're spraying in the air. They're trying to.
Stuff.
That's right. They're trying to modify our bodies to be able to handle what they're getting ready to do as they're bringing this whole new AI system within play. They're putting you part of the hive as well, man. That's why our bodies are sick the way that they are and falling apart. Which makes sense why Yahweh Shai said, you know, at least those days, you know, he should shorten the days for the elect's sake. And he has to do that, you know what I'm saying? At least there be any that'll be saved on the earth. Any flesh be saved. Salaki for butchering it. But that's what it's going into at the end of the day. The Lord gonna have to come and get us. Because what Esau plans on doing, existence ain't even gonna be able to thrive and survive no more by this man's agenda. You know? So it makes sense, bro. This man wants to turn everybody part. He wants to make everybody part of the hive, bro. Cyborgs, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's a little more to this verse. Oh, he was in 2nd Ezra? Yeah. This is I'm finishing up on here. Just one more little part to this verse. It says in Ecclesiastes 12:5, and when they shall be afraid of which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish. Now, what does that mean? It's going to be uncultivated. You know, when you go into a land where vegetation is uncultivated, that shows that there's nobody that inhabits that land. There's nobody there to cultivate what's there. You know, they ain't getting paid to do it, so why do it? You know? And then it says, and the grasshopper shall flourish.
That's right.
Shall be a burden, I'm sorry. And the grasshopper shall be a burden.
That's right. Grasshopper should be a burden. Hey, years ago, there, I forget what, it's an African country that was plagued by lotuses. What was they going? What was going on? They was killing. They were eating all the crops.
Yep.
Okay. Plagues.
That's right. And desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about in the streets.
Right. So your desires, your wants, you're not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to do certain things in the flesh that please you. When you pull it down and out. I can't support. I love music. Right. But it's gonna come to the time to where, guess what? If you have certain things, you're not gonna be able to get on YouTube, run past one, listen to music. You know what I'm saying? Freely. Right? A certain law is going to be intact to where you're going to be able to use the internet only for a particular time. Carbon footprint. You have reached your carbon footprint. Yeah. Going to have about an hour. Yeah. They're going to have your whole life scheduled out for you.
Yeah.
You're going to be this, you're going to do this, you're going to do that.
That's right. Yeah, that's what Carl Schwab said. He said you'll have nothing. You'll love it pretty much. Just paraphrase.
And they're going to have to kill off a lot of people in order to fulfill that agenda.
Right.
That's why it's going into all the, the trees, flourishing, the grasshopper hitting these flocks up, or not flocks, you know what I'm talking, these crops up, but it's going to be less people that's out here. You got more this technology, less people, that way you can be able to flourish your technology more. It ain't as many people you got to waste it on and shit. That's why they want to kill everybody, man. Obviously, he's going to fail as he tries that, but this is the mindset of this devil. This is what he plans on doing.
Right. Even Bill Gates of hell, like in one of his, sermons, for lack of better words, when he was on a stand in an auditorium type setting, he even said, this was years ago too. He was like, so the world is approaching 8 billion people. He's like, if we do a really good job with the snake juice and so on and so forth, we can reduce that number by about 10 to 15%.
Nigga just said that.
Said that. And nobody blinked an eye at it.
Hey, the Pfizer the CEO or president said that something very similar, bro. At the WEF.
Yep.
He was like, yeah, man. I think we're at that cusp where we'll be able to populate the world substantially. Wow. Mm-hmm.
Well, look at all the people dropping dead.
Yeah, people are passing the hell out.
I was having a conversation with my coworker because there was somebody actually dropped dead at my job yesterday.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Literally dropped. Oh, and to find out, because I put on a chat to find out that because it was third shift. That nigga he came in there and parked, and he died as soon as he parked his car, pretty much. And so we was thinking that he got out of work and died when he got in the car. No, he went into work and parked his car and died immediately, bro. Didn't even clock into work. And we didn't find out they didn't find out he was dead until right before our shift, which is when I was clocking in. They found his body in there, his body just sitting there.
How many hours?
And it's like 14 hours. His car was in there 14 hours. But going into it, really, really quick, these people are dropping dead, and now it's coming closer to home. So we see this population control, the agenda that they're doing right now, bro. People are dying right now, and this is what they wanted. This is why they put that snake juice out there, bro. This is part of that agenda, and these dumbass people really gave into that shit. You know?
Hey man, don't be surprised if you were somewhere at a restaurant or something like that. You see somebody pass the hell out.
Yep.
It's something that's very possible. And we're gonna see a lot of people die, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And that mask ain't gonna keep the Most High from judging your ass.
Yeah, that's right, bro.
Because that whole vibration is gonna be pushed again. Well, people should be wearing their mask, bro. Put that hole on, you still gonna pass out.
That's right. Yeah. Only thing that stopped is stank ass breath from entering into other people's noses. That's all that mask did. You know.
If I may, that scripture that brother just read, when you read in the NLT, it says, "Remember him before becoming fearful of falling and worry about danger in the streets." And this is Ecclesiastes 12:5, which the Quran just read.
Heavy.
Yeah, worry about danger in these streets, bro.
That's right.
Hey, because people ain't hungry enough, dog.
Yeah. Nope.
Real soon, we gonna see what's up. It's gonna all, oh man. You know, it's gonna all affect us, bro.
You know, Jake in the hood, bro, they real heavy on fast food for the kids, Happy Meals and shit because it's cheap. Even though it's poison, really, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they can afford, and that's what they have the means to give their children. But when a Happy Meal goes from $5 to $10, $15, you got 4 kids. When you know what I'm saying? When that Wendy's 4 for $4 becomes a 4 for $40, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be different then, bro.
They're gonna be splitting those little ass meals, bro.
Right. What's funny is it seems like fast food is cheaper in the midst of everything that's going on, man. Like you see a commercial of getting a 3 or 4 burgers for like $5. It's like, damn, how are they making this happen? You know, it's riddled with chemicals, but even that's gonna be at a strain, man. So,
You gotta wait, like Elder's going into. You gotta wait for particular deals now. You see stuff, bro, be high. Like bring up oil.
yeah.
Bro, two of the chickens and those meals, $50 now, bro.
Oh, really?
2 of them. Maybe we used to damn near get 5 of those for $50. Yeah.
You said how much, bro?
50
For what?
2 full meals.
Oh, 2 fulls?
Yeah, 2.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the
Oh,
whole
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Because I got a whole one recently for about 25.
Bro,
Yeah, 25
bro.
bucks. You're right.
We should cash out.
Yeah.
About $6 to $8
good
we
as
should
hell.
get 6 of them, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get 6 of them.
That inflation, that
Motherfucker.
inflation, nasty.
Yeah.
This is back in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 5.
NLT. You said NLT, right?
The NLT, It says, before your hair turns white like an almond tree in bloom, you stress the hell out.
Yep.
In panic, because it's going to be turmoil.
Right. Worried on all sides, man.
That's right. And you drag along without energy like a dying grasshopper. So that you're going to see more a little lackluster like we be seeing. People are trodden down, especially these people. Our people on this chart, man, ain't through, man.
Yeah.
My Jake don't care, man. I did like, we pretty much to the point we done seen it all, man. Of course, not as much as the apostles and elders. They ain't really seen it all, but you get to the point, people just walk around smelling like piss.
Yeah.
Cat happen to look at them, got shit on the back of them. They don't care. This,
Paris, Texas.
Think of that.
bro.
Man, she's him.
I'll say it again. The scriptures say it again. And you drag along.
Show you for the road. Shalom, bro.
And you drag along without energy like a dying grasshopper.
That's in Ezekiel 24. It mentions how they were going to pine away. You know, that means rot away pretty much what you read. You know, and that's, you know, the plagues are going to cause that as well.
Yeah. And the caperberry no longer inspires sexual desire. So, bro,
You don't want to, like, I'm sorry.
No. Think about all the complaining. Think about all the divorce rates.
That's right.
How
That's
when
right.
the pandemic happened, people became more depressed and lonely as hell.
Domestic violence skyrocketed
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. It's like people hate being around people. And bro, think about it. You hate being around somebody, but here it is, you lonely as hell. Tell you, bro, the Lord got a lot in store, man.
That's right.
Remember him before you near the grave, your everlasting home, when the mourners will weep at your funeral.
That's right. That's coming soon, man.
Yes, sir.
Because 2020, I believe, was just a shock test. See how people would respond to the new legislation that's going to be passed, man.
Right.
You know, it's going to be another lockdown because think about it. When there's a shortage of food, well, you're going to have to ration the food out. It's going to have to be lockdown. It's going to have to be curfew.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
You know, when it's really full-fledged and you don't know when it's going to end, people going to lose it, right?
That's right.
And that's why I say I knew the spirit, like particular Walmarts know something. You know, some of them are closing at midnight now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what I know is those barricades that they put in these stores, they never went away. You notice that? Like a Walmart that had these certain things that are gates that
Not
are
an open and close.
That's a barricade, bro.
Yeah.
There ain't no gate. That's a barricade. To stop your ass from coming in.
They know, man. They should at least know through the spirit we know through prophecy. spirit of prophecy, you know these things, the Lord about to drop on y'all real heavy.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras 15, and I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, 11. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand. Matter of fact, 10. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 10. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
And what's that talking about? Hey, that's talking about America, man. That's talking about your pestilence, more pandemics, more epidemics, more deaths. Everything is skyrocketing, man. And it ain't, trust me, it ain't for the better.
Right.
As you think, we can still flourish, bro. Be happy you still got a gig. Keep it pushing, bro. Yeah, stay out the way. Yeah, that's right.
Says verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it.
Yeah. So it's gonna be more news coverage. It's gonna be more it's just gonna be more chaos, man. But rightfully so, man. This place is disgusting, man.
That's right.
There's nothing good here, man. We still trying to get iniquity juice off of us, man. It's hell here. Just like,
Yeah, bro.
you know what I'm saying? It just sucks, bro.
Hey, and when you read that too, it mentions Egypt shall mourn. Like Egypt was always known as a place for being refugable.
Yeah.
Nations and such would always flock to Egypt to take refuge on what took place.
Yeah.
Whether it was a famine in the land, you would go over there to Egypt, like in the days of Joseph.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even in the days of Jeremiah, you had a part of Israelites that went over to Egypt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Egypt was a place that was known as refuge,
right.
like
Abraham.
America.
Yeah.
So what?
Abraham.
It was, even Abraham, that's right. It was like a safe haven.
right.
So even right there, Ezra's clearly telling you, look, the place you took refuge in, this safe haven is going to be through. Which shows he's talking about America right there, man. Because Egypt wasn't strong around this time. It's what, 440, 460 BC, approximately. They had, a little influence, a little buzz.
Yeah.
But he's using that name to going into what's taking place. He's talking about the end of days right there when you read that.
That's right.
Look
Look at Elam, that article I just brought up. This place here is what, a refuge. You get your visa. Hey, they're big technology guys. They're big in the medical field, right? But when all the jobs start dwindling down and withering away, they threw it.
It says 2nd Esdras 15 and 12 again. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn. And y'all remember last year we had certain farmers and things have experienced different crisis, if you will.
Yep.
Like in Idaho, which is known as the potato state. They were struggling with that. Because of the heat index and everything that was taking place over the summer. It's just a matter of time. There's also these different agencies that are pretty much coming down on these farmers to where they have to meet certain requirements that are just unreasonable and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll come and put a how's it go? They put a Monsanto seed amongst the crop, and now Monsanto owns all the crop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to show that there's even corruption within that sector, man.
I was going to say, that's why the scriptures even say, as the brother read that, woe unto thee that go down to Egypt for help.
Yeah.
Because ultimately you chose this to be your refuge and your aid and your constellation, but it's going to be plucked up out of roots along with your ass taking rest within it.
Yeah.
That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like y'all just went into with the whole Idaho thing. You know what I'm saying? I love potatoes. That's my number one go-to start. You know what I'm saying? But when they start becoming more and more and more defiled, tell you, bros, man, we need Yahushua Mashiach.
It's getting harder to find good produce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
straight
don't know
up.
if y'all noticed it.
Yeah, it is.
I've noticed it.
If you go and try to get some greens, it's yellowish.
Shit goes bad. Tank changes colors, get French boy.
And then yourself because you damn near forgetting something, you know, in your icebox area where the vegetables are. You question yourself like, damn, it's still green like I bought it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
You know what you gonna do, man?
A lot of stuff you feel like, man, I don't know what it is about these onions, bro. These onions be growing back and shit. Y'all notice it? You cut an onion and start growing like, yo,
I see that with bell peppers.
Yeah.
like, what is this?
Just like, man,
This is not natural.
Like, just cut this shit, saute it, and get it out the way. Yeah, bro.
That's it, Ezekiel 4.
It's real. Yeah. We shall eat our food defiled amongst the heathen.
Back in 2nd Ezra 15 and 13 again, it says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail. And
So like, I'm sorry, bro. We just dealt with that blasting, and it's coming again.
Yeah.
And they called it an Arctic blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back. Yup. And what is that stuff meant to do? It destroyed crops. And that's exactly what took place. Not only did pipes burst and people lost electricity, but that will dismantle a crop.
Yeah.
Especially when you got those veggies, those veggies that grow around this time of the year, like the greens and such like that. There's certain times you got to plant it in November, October, November, December, and they start growing because they meant to grow in that type of weather.
Yeah.
But the Lord still sent that blasting through, man.
That's right.
And that's exactly what took place. That's what that blasting's talking about. When you go into it, it means scorched, to be scorched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what takes place, bro. That's one of the plagues that the Lord sends, blasting.
Yeah.
That's why it's always likened with hail.
Yeah.
Hail and blasting.
Yeah. A hailstorm. Hey, look what happened in Buffalo.
Oh, man.
People literally dying, like freezing to death in their cars, bro.
Terrible.
Freezing to death outside, bro. Ain't nothing to play with, man.
Yeah. Sitting there 80, I don't want to say 80. He was either 80 feet or 80 yards when that mom was leaving out. She told her daughter.
Yeah.
And then seeing your relative.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
died.
Bro, feet or yards, that's still close as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
Like, you literally froze as you was walking, bro. That's terrible. Where the hell did your ass have to go?
I was trying to
do
get
that.
some food.
Man. Ooh, it's finna get bad out. It's finna get ugly.
Right.
wasn't it recently too? I want to say maybe it was in South America, or maybe it was Austria. I can't remember exactly where it was, what country, but they had record-sized hail, like fucking like soccer ball size hail. Like, wow.
Oh, you ain't surviving that shit, land on you. You said soccer ball size?
Yeah, like hitting the top of cars and shit.
Shit.
Like, shit, big ass dents and shit.
That's what the Lord was sending to them Canaanites.
Y'all remember years ago when we got that massive hail down here, and everybody had to go, like put in like, hey, if you had hail damage, that hail was so bad. Yeah. Like they'll cut you a check and you got your whip repaired, man. It's gonna be. Watch, man, when that baseball hail come and more Arctic snow, man, and starvation, hey, this is what this is going into.
It says, verse 14, well, there's a little more on 13. It says, and with a fearful constellation, woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Hey, won't y'all get into the apocrypha, and won't you talk about that? You know what I'm saying? Now this is talking about woe, destruction to the world. Now when you read John 3 and 16, it's talking about the world of Israel. But this right here is talking about, so y'all start getting into the apocrypha. Now this is what y'all need to be like, the Lord about to bring that action, man.
That's right. It says, verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another.
Ukraine and Russia, and then World War III.
That's right.
It's popping off.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? And race wars.
Yeah.
And the race wars too with these people that are out here gonna fight one another, man.
Just like what you mentioned with Louisiana, man.
Yeah.
Tensions.
Yeah.
It's even gonna go into that. It says, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition.
Oh, Salakia.
I want to correct myself too. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be race wars. Forgive me on that.
I said that years ago. It's not gonna be a race war. Like Jake gonna stand on this side, Esau gonna stand on this, and they go.
Oh yeah. I never thought of it like that. I just thought
It's more
Jake
so like
fucking things up.
with the
It's gonna be classes of infinity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
class
war.
That's better. Class war.
classes. Yeah, because
Yeah, not necessarily.
oh no, you good. Egyptian against Egyptian.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I said race Salakia. There's no race wars, but I never thought of it like Jake's over here and Edomites over here fighting. And no, like class war is the better way to put it. Absolutely.
But Bob Bishop, can you read that one more time?
It says, 2 Edges 15:15, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Oh, what's the modern day sword? A lot of these states are passing what? Open carry.
That's it. That's right.
It's my modern day sword. A lot of people getting dusted the hell off. I ain't even clicked on the video yet. Did y'all see that woman got her purse stole? Shot, clapped on boy. They came and picked his ass up. So a lot of people ain't playing like with that nigga shit and just pure judgment.
Monkey business.
Yeah, ain't nobody playing with people no more,
Right,
man.
right.
You know? As soon as you get ready to get into a pause, man, people just clapping, bro.
So you gotta be careful out here.
Yeah, that's right. Especially with that, because a lot of our people are gone, man. I told brothers like, bro, God, me and this young Jake locked eyes. I'm like, bro, I'm getting off work, gotta go home, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, bro, that little nigga look like a straight killer, like, bro.
You gotta watch how you look at
wrestling.
some of these
You
niggas.
gotta
Yeah.
stay away from these niggas out
Yeah,
here.
I'm sitting there, we just kind of locked eyes like this. I ain't gonna play with you, bro.
At certain places, man, it's like a culture to meat mug each other.
Yeah.
I was out there in Milwaukee with the bros,
I was
man.
just
It's
about to
just
say
like,
the Midwest.
bro, it's like a culture to looking like mug each other, bro.
Especially in Chicago.
Like, what the hell is going
Yes.
on out here, bro?
Yeah.
Remember I visited Chicago years ago. This is years ago. My cousin Snoop was at Walmart and some Jake just mean mugging us. And Snoop was a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a young dude. I ain't trying to, so I look and he was like, man, don't you ever let nobody just look at you like that, man. Look at them back. And I'm like, man, I'm not trying to get shot, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was years ago, but like you said, it made me think about that account, bro. It's like a culture in the Midwest, bro.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And the best way, and that makes perfect sense, by being spiritually mature and de-escalating. Hey, bro, what's up? How you doing?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Then they still kind of look at you
Yeah.
like you in the wrong.
They
like,
take
nah,
you saying,
just-
what's up? Like, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. I be like, hey, bro, what's up? How you doing? I'm good.
Yeah,
Get your crusty ass out of
sometimes
here.
you gotta just out mature Jake.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's go with that shit too, bro.
Yeah. The tribes are crazy, man. The tribes are crazy. Yes.
It says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
That's right. It's beef. It's gonna be all out chaos, man. Complete beef. Mean mugging. But, just the slightest thing. The slightest thing. I'm sorry, nigga. You need to watch it, bro. I said I'm sorry. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what else you want me to fucking say, bro?
Yeah.
Jake is mean.
It be with their own people. If they bump into an Edomite more than likely.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have some Jake that'll, punk them type shit, but
Yeah.
you bump into an Edomite. Oh, sorry, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, they can pull up his pants, trying to speak proper English.
Right.
Jake, I don't know who it was. He said this years ago. He said, I see a lot of that old tough shit. You know what I'm saying? You banging on your own people. That's hood tough. He said you don't go out to the real world like that. He said you pull that shit in your neighborhood. Pull that shit out in the real world. Like me and this elder grew up around. Them Edomites who ready to get into it.
Yeah.
Will kick you in your ass and go there, bro.
Yep. Think about these Edomites down here. They'll give you what you're looking for.
Yep.
They ain't scared of
Oh,
you.
man.
I ain't scared of you, boy.
Shit in Texas?
With that big ass belt buckle, yeah.
Niggas gonna come
Yeah,
with
these motherfuckers got gun safes that style over 1,000 pounds, bro. I be hearing conversations with coworkers, bro. Oh man, I got hundreds of guns, thousands and thousands of rounds.
you go to certain places, they looking for you. They already know, look at you as a nigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they looking at you, looking for you to act a fool.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So Jake know what Jake. Charles White said that. He's like, when a nigga get carrying a gun, you know what I'm saying, empty and load his clip, he's thinking about another nigga. Mm-hmm. It's a nightmare for him to even think about killing the so-called white kid.
Right.
The Edomite.
You was right.
And he's absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole ass nigga right.
says, 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in the power."
They ain't trying to adhere to what government officials got to say. Politicians, people on the board, people just gonna rock how they gonna feel need be, man. Yeah. So that classism is gonna take place. More Ukraine, Russia to go. And it's just gonna be more tanks sent over there. It's gonna be more North, South Korea, all that, but all of it's unfolding due to prophecy, man. So all of that we're seeing is due to prophecy. Okay?
Yes, 2nd Ezra is beautiful, man, because it's like a play-by-play, you know. This is verse 17. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." You know, martial law,
Yep.
curfews, you know, those different things being implemented. It says, verse 18, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled.
Yep.
The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid."
Yeah. And we seen that with the pandemic, man. The pandemic showed people a lot, man, of things to come. You know?
It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation."
Yep. A lot of people are gonna be like, "Man, that's tough." You know what I'm saying? Just
Eat or get ate.
Yeah.
Eat or get ate.
Kicking these people's houses and stuff. It's gonna be, waiting for that man of the house to go to work, sit the whole time waiting, kicking in that door, get the canvas, you know what I'm saying? Putting the girl, you know, all types of stuff, bro. That's right. You know, on top of they have been able to fulfill their sexual lust. Hey man, so you gotta pray for your family, dog.
That's right.
You know, you gotta pray for your family if you have, children, wives. You know, and get your mind right to see some bullshit. We all gonna be touched.
Yeah.
We all gonna be touched at that time.
Yep. Right.
You know?
That was all I had on that one. I was looking for this real quick, if I may.
Okay, if you find it, we can end it off on that.
It's just a quick one, just because you said. Luke 21 and 36, it says, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man."
That's right. Being able to endure these things, man, that's coming on the face of the earth.
Right.
There's gonna be a lot of whack shit going on, man. You know, the fight is whether or not we'll be able to keep that faith.
Yeah.
You know? So hey.
Niggas fight.
Well, hey, Lord's word, this is edifying. We want to end off on that. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing and many salutations unto you elect across the four winds of this earth, filling your lots of truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.